So the last one is more of a hypothetical, and I'm going to ask all three of you again. I don't know which brave soul wants to take it first, but if we could jump in a time machine and travel back 20 years, so that puts us at 2001, what are you saying to yourself? What advice would you give yourself to make things a little different for now? I see steam just rolling off the screens.
I can say this to my, I just turned 40, so I can say this to my 20-year-old self.
Okay.
Yeah. Listen to your elders, the wise people in your life. They're going to tell you things as a young man that you may not pay attention to, like, oh, this is never going to happen. I don't need to do this. I would say listen to their advice. Whenever, and also too, I'm speaking to the young 20-year-old Bradley, when you haven't, don't let good opportunities pass you by. Where opportunities where it could be, doing in another position, or I wouldn't make the mistakes that I regret. When you have a good opportunity, don't let it pass you by, whatever it may be. Don't let it pass you by. Listen, to your elders, and also to. I'll tell this to my young self, please. If they send you a credit card, throw it away.
Yeah.
Pay for everything in cash.
Strong.
Never go.
Wow. For me, 2001. I just, But I would tell myself that don't be afraid to speak up. Don't allow others to silence. Oftentimes I was someone who was quiet, didn't say much, and was afraid or fearful of what others might think of me if I said this or if I said that. And I would tell myself at that time to don't be afraid to let people hear your voice. What you have to say is just important as the next person. And never let anyone silence you. And so I say that to say that, when it's time to speak up and advocate for myself, that I wish I was able to do that more. That is, speak up, advocate for me, because no one else will. And at the time, no one else did. And that took time for me to grow into that and to realize that I had to get out of my comfort zone, so to speak, if it's staying in my head, keeping my thoughts to myself, not expressing them in words, and allowing myself to say it's okay to say what you're thinking. You want to still be tactful, considerate that you don't want to offend others with what you say intentionally, but at the same time, not be overly concerned with, what my words will, how someone will receive my words, me about what I think of it. So not to be overly concerned with what others will think. And, I can say that I'm still working on that aspect of my personality. It's a work in progress and getting better at it,
Okay.
Vocalizing, advocating for me and speaking up for what is right. Not allowing anyone to quell the voice in me. And so, I would tell that to my teenage self. I think I was maybe 15, 16 at the time. And so, don't be afraid to speak
Yeah, that's very, very interesting because it's an age where a lot of decisions are yet to be made, but the way you approach them can pretty much define decades later. So it's interesting. A lot of times when I ask that question, it's the learnings of now applied to then. And I like Bradley's point about listening because it's our hope that any young ones that are listening out there will take everything to heart. Because if you can start applying knowledge early on, then your life turns into one of wisdom down the line. But we still have to get some gems from Lou if he was in that time machine.
All right, if I could go back 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't mean to bite your style, Bradley, but I'm gonna bite it a little bit because I would do the same thing. I would tell my younger self to listen to those that are wiser than me, you know, that are older than me, that have been through the things that I haven't been through yet. Listen to them so that I don't make certain mistakes that I would walk into later on. I would also strengthen. I would also tell myself to strengthen and form a relationship, or reform my relationship with God, because there's a lot of mistakes and things that would take place that could be avoided if I had that relationship. So it's I would tell myself that. I would also tell myself to make good investments, because there was a lot of points in my life where I just blew money. Making wise investments, you know, and form a relationship with God and listen to your elders. That would be it. Probably some other things, but I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, all of those are amazing, because another thing that plays into it is what we do now determines our tomorrow. So, you know, again, it's directed at the younger ones out there, but it really applies to all of us, because there's significant changes that you can do today that will change your life 10 years from now, 20 years from now. So I think it was Erica who made the point earlier, we're all works in progress, but we like to look at snapshots of life and we think just in this moment. But the beauty of life is that it's all connected. So if we start wanting something, don't put it off till tomorrow and say, I'll do that later. I think the pandemic has taught us that tomorrow isn't guaranteed. Whether it's playing that guitar or learning a new language, you know, taking up a challenge that you thought you could never do, or just finally finding your voice. Make sure that you start now, because every moment is precious. But again, we send a big thank you to Bradley and Erica for joining us today so we could talk about love, relationships, how it starts. And the most wonderful thing about love is, you actually never know how it's going to end, but you know that if you work at it, it's going to be something beautiful. So keep up the great work. To all our listening audience, we thank you for stopping by. And remember, when it comes to change, if you want it, go out and get it. Today's the day you make it happen. Stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to share this video and like, comment, and subscribe. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at NewYouWow. Until next time, stand tall in your power, and remember, your belief in yourself is your superpower.